And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Samina, the award show host. Ya leo ni weird kidogo because I haven't planned it. I realized 5 minutes into short time, I don't have the episode's tagline. Samina, a great film lover. It's probably a monkey jumping on the roof. Cinephile, which is actually a word. The words in my head are just jumbled up. It's like a dictionary that doesn't flow alphabetically. Where is this from? What are we doing? I like movies from the 20th century, vintage movies, now officially vintage, even up to the 90s, and animation. Since animation started, like, I am a great art lover. So animation is a natural course of things. Film as well. I can't watch new movies, and my conspiracy theorist self wouldn't even watch modern movies because I don't want to be influenced how they want to influence me. So I did watch the old movies where people are being influenced to hate communists or what else? Vilify African Americans. You know, the usual stuff. The good stuff. So, today's episode is a vintage viewing one, and for Women's March, which I am very late for, but who cares, because I am a woman 12 months in a year, 13 actually. If we are being super serious about it, I decided to award my favorite women on screen. It means a lot to me. If you are my beloved viewer, daily, is this thing even on? Panic. Because I don't have a viewfinder, so I am just going by instinct. And how is instinct so far? And also the birds. Give it up for the birds, everybody. Yet another episode, still the same thing going on. If I could edit a lot, that was where I'd put an applause track, but yet another thing, my viewers have grown. I wanted to say to know and love, but that is not possible. But to grow, to tolerate. I live in a very hot place. I've been gone for so long I've forgotten what I was talking about. Because yet another classic. Yet another Samina classic. What the hell is that noise? And why is it taking its time to show up when I'm shooting? So, I hope editor Samina will do a good job there. Trying to create some coherence of sorts. So, this episode is an award show. I'm going to award my best of the best women on screen. It could have been women on film, but you know, it's varying on where they are, even though they've all been in pretty similar places. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Samina Best on Screen Awards 2024, highlighting some of the best women you could watch morally on TV and cinema. women who move you. You know, if you watch anything of theirs, it lingers in your mind for however long. My kind of women. Regardless of what time I start preparing, I always shoot at the same time. Nimengoja kusikia mwadhini. Although leo is Eid Fitri, so Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim friends, which I believe is a very tiny demographic, but still, as you know, for the people who watch me and the people who love me, every day is a holiday, and that's how I live it. So I'm always happy to celebrate any religious holiday, even though I'm not affiliated with it in any way possible. Oh my god. But okay, it's getting hot. Jesus, it's one of those days. And then the funny thing is, right now, like in other places in my country, there's serious rain, like serious carrying you away kind of rain. Here I'm baking. Mashallah, I came out a very hot bun. Jokes aside, let's start this because I always take such a long time to start. And if you don't like me, I'm sure you'd be bored, but if you do, thank you. I'm sure you've already subscribed. So if you haven't, please subscribe. You will always get fun over microphone content. Definitely please do. Yes, but also if you like to watch movies, if watching movies is your thing, and you also happen to be one of those very rare people who doesn't really care for modern movies, only watching movies from the past, I could be your best friend. Okay, subscribe. You will like what you find here because I talk about especially Hollywood movies. I think I've fooled enough. Let me just switch this off now. Holiday movies. There you go. There you go. Usual time. My videos are usually blessed with the prayer. Almost all of them. Because I end up shooting at the same time. And I thought I'd shoot earlier today. Imagine I did, because I started early and then now I had makeup issue to work with, and I ended up just shooting at the same time. I just accept it. These little things are the ones that make me know I'm connected to the divine, and I feel comfortable in my journey and my path. Because I know even sheer coincidences support me, like. So subscribe, because I'm also divinely blessed for some reason. Anyway, ndaniache mchezo, tunafanya nini leo? I decided to just list these ladies chronologically from the 1900s beginning to the 1900s, and fabulous women before them and after them, like the change they brought to the industry, like to Hollywood, was yes, and they deserve so many flowers. Many are coming from me right now, so tune in, which does not make sense on YouTube, but jeez. I a wax figure from Madame Troussad's archives. They were trying to create a token African. But I'm not a token African, that's the funny thing. What could I be? Slay queen, what else? I love that term so much. Even though it's derogatory most of the time when it's used, it's just the Sheng version of diva. And me, diva, yes. I'm obnoxious. Would I lie? I only want what I want, nothing else. So, but luckily, the people in my life love me for who I am, treasure my eccentricity. Is that how you say that? And wouldn't want to change me for anything. So I guess niliangukia hapo, you know. These people are divas just like me. Subscribe. Okay? And like this video if you've been entertained. If one iota of joy has come from me watching this video in any way possible, subscribe, help me grow. Help me grow so that I can give you better sound, more editing, because I'm finally coming out, you guys. I have been an entertainment professional for so many years and have never really come out with any title, because I just loved everything so much and I wanted to dip my feet in everything. In the realm of film, haha. I don't know how cohesive today's episode is, and it's because I've not done this in a while. I am sorry, my beloved viewers, if you have missed me. I've been really up and down lately, but I hope the frequency itarudi kwa sawa where it's one video a week. God willing. So let's start from the 1930s. Let's start from one of the oldest actresses on the list. Automatically, she's in the first place. She wasn't even born in the 19th century. That's how old. But old is really giving her a bad name because of how cool this woman was. And for that reason, there are many movies she offers where she's giving Regency costume design 100%, and it's so beautiful. Like, she's playing characters from the 1890s and accurately, so she keeps the memories pretty accurate. This lovely lady is Mae West. If you know me very well, you know that I have actually stated her before and stated her as the queen of all queens of my film journey. And that is such a big deal considering this whole page is just about film. Yes, and she still holds that position tightly. Her movies were some of the best movies I have watched, let me say, of all time. And these are 1930s films. Even in black and white, she's still shown self-titled The First Liberated Woman. Can you imagine that? In film, the first liberated woman in film. She was the first of many firsts. Where do I even start? Oh my god. Let me start with her movies, her favorite movies. So that for my favorite movies rather. So that for the people who are just here to get the movie suggestions, they can get them, go watch them and tell me. If you agree with me, this woman is just spectacular. My favorite. Can I rank them really? They're all number ones, even though there are three of them. Do you understand? My first one is My Little Chica D, where she is a Western bad girl. One of the first to be shooting out of a vehicle. Let's start there. That's an award tick. Award number one for why not award number one. Reason number one why she gets the Samina award, because this award is about watching eventually. I mean, not eventually, which is the right word, whatever. Like, in the end, who gets kidnapped by horse riding robber, like full Mills and Bones fantasy going on. And then she's returned to the town safe and sound. And it's just fabulous. I don't even want to continue because I will talk about the whole plot and we're already so many minutes in. I'm trying so hard to skinny up these videos, but there's no content to lose. That's the thing. Everything makes sense in the entirety of it all. These birds. Second favorite movie is Klondike Annie, where she is a kept egg that analyze her sponsor. Because it's not sponsor because walikuwa naishi na yeye, like, you know, in the room with the curtains and the billowing incense, you get it? So she has to run away. She dandias a ship where she gets to share a cabin with a nun. So this nun dies on the way from being sick, and she says she figures out picking up her identity will be safer for her because she was being looked for. Oh my god, this story is so long. It's because I have so much to cover. I think I might. Do I do this into a 2-part series? I'll do this into a 2-part series. Because, hey, it will be 2 hours long. What was I talking about? Anatafutwa on land because she murdered a rich tycoon. You see? So she heads out and decides to do the mission work that the nun was going to do, actually, trying to save the poor fellows of a certain town somewhere, but they're ridden with the usual ills of like alcohol and gambling and the usuals. It is a very entertaining movie. I'm literally from feeding the fucking chickens so they can shut up and again they can get time to shoot in peace. Now I'm just hoping you don't hear screams of joy or tagging for food or something like that. Oh my god, hizi ndio shida zangu kama YouTuber. Alafu sasa unajua YouTuber mgani mwingine? Anyway, let's do this. Let's go back to whatever I was talking about before this whole fiasco. Subscribe for more drama like this. She became. Oh, there we go. What's timing? Like when. Why don't you so much do the first sentence, the first line? Getting back to it anyway. She does a good job as a missionary, and the people are saved from their vices. Very good movie in terms of grip. My third and top 3 movie I would suggest for you to watch if you'll be interested in Mae West. Empress of the S Word, also another one of her titles, and Queen of Camp. How will they not love her? Tell me. You should just see her walk. Her walk is enough for you to know what you are about to experience in the next 40-something minutes of your movie experience when you watch her. And her lines timeless, including on the top of my head, when I'm good, I'm bad. I always get sayings confused because I haven't written them, prepared them for the show. When I'm good, I'm bad. That's when I'm bad, I'm better. Something like that. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Mae West in heaven. Forgive me for flanking your important lines. She actually had screenwriting credits, and this is the 1930s, so one of the first women to do that, like to make sure she has screenplay credits and she did a good job, but she started in the theater. So when you start in the theater, some things are not hard, like film. And I was just thinking about it as I was searching for the show and just like re-indulging in my favorite women. That's what is really lacking in the modern day actresses that Hollywood is trying to churn out. You see, it's trying to churn out TikTok dancers and whatever else. Where else do these people grab the new hot women? And they didn't have any experience. Like, they didn't have anyone booing in their face, or on the other end of the spectrum having 1,000 roses. There goes the ducks thrown at you for your performance. Like, they didn't have the in-tuneness that one needs with their audience to be able to capture their hearts in a long-term period, while also understanding the importance of characterization. And oh my god, also this turns into a film lecture. By the with the length of my episodes, I don't even think you can call them film analytics. Like, it's film lecture. If you have if you're doing that somewhere, like in school, like, I will definitely be used as a good source for material. So if you found my page, you're welcome. Maybe you learned something one or two. Oh, this sounds so wrong, but so correct still, from my page. And that is what Mae West had in bucketfuls. Like, she started her career being as extra as possible. Vaudeville and theater. Vaudeville is small independent acts. If I could just like do the shorthand version of it. So this is where mnatembea, like, kama wale wenye wanaendanga shule. This is a good experience to like connect to my fellow Kenyans. Like, you see those people who do the said books. They could consider, that trope could consider themselves a vaudeville act if they also did other things like singing and dancing. Now, vaudeville encompassed everything. Like, so you have to be good at everything. You have to be good at singing, you have to be good at dancing, you have to be good at acting, and you have to be good with engaging your audience, because literally they were standing by your feet. So if you were a shitty actor and it was a kutega or something, like, those are the streets. And she's so good at it. Did I do movie number 3? Because I want to not just get into her history for habit, like, for the last 20 minutes. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I think I'll be tagging this video so that you can like market them in sections so that someone can watch one instead of watching a whole. I just know this one will get to the 50s. If I don't do a 2-part series, and I don't have to do a 2-part series because we're in April. I'm fangirling, you understand? Like, these are my screen heroes. So I have a lot to say about them, and I want a lot of people to be hooked as much as I am on their content. If I could use that modern word for the modern audience. The third one, I love I'm No Angel. I'm No Angel. If you watch I'm No Angel, you might think you're watching a current movie. From the lines and the storyline and the lines, like, it's so good. It's so good. And she was like super progressive. Like, she wasn't a racist ass. And you know, this is the 1930s where like there were laws to still target people because of the color of their skin, like target people for some inhumanity. So I love her for it, even though she was an appropriator. Yes, I will stand by those words, because if you watch her mannerisms, if you watch even literally her, is it called cadence? Like, it's black, it's pure black, like the way she cracks her jokes, like if someone tells you, no, she's like, That's how she talks. So that's really her whole character. And that is very black. So me, I mean African American. An icon, a legend. We're still talking about her. And we're talking about a movie that is almost 100 years old. But I'm telling you, it does not feel like an old movie at all. I'll make this in 2 parts. She is the Jean-Paul Gaultier bottle. She is the Salvador Dali lips sofa. I know people think the JPG bottle is a man, but no. That was how hot she was. Like, she was hot. And she was selling something, but the one thing that got her made her like really meander through the loopholes is that she didn't like present like this, like this. If I'm trying to talk to like males, they will be confused and they wouldn't get the message. So I will explain that of the whole video today. She had a matronly figure, if I will say, but she was extremely hypersensual. If she went vamp or siren, she couldn't have worked. And also, she's one of the reasons why the Hays Code was so strict. Like, that was how bad her lines are. I'm telling you, like, you'll just fall in love. You'll fall in love with wordplay if you watch her movies. Like, how well she uses the gift of speech. May rest. I loved her all the way to like her final movie, which was Sextet, while she was still trying to be that hot young thing. Now with all the freedom that she could have to say what she needed to say, like her career went into a very weird direction when the Hays Code was being implemented, because they knew her before some of her best movies came out pre-Hays Code. If you want to know about Hays Code, I think I've talked about it in another. This is where I should tag myself and help myself promote myself, for God's sake. But yes, the Hays Committee already knew her shenanigans, so with any like screenplay that will come their way, they will heavily edit it so they can cut out as much innuendo as possible. And Mae West is innuendo, like without it, she's just a normal ass woman. So she even stopped doing movies. Like her final movie before now she came back in her later years was so badly chopped up that it's interesting for a Mae West fan, but for a non-Mae West fan, you wouldn't get the hype of this amazing, fabulous woman. So sex worked for her, but at the same time, it's hindered her career until the late 70s, where things were wild. You know how the 70s were? Like the 70s, Hollywood is peak Hollywood Babylon. And also, at one time, which is actually the Depression era, she was actually the most paid, the highest paid woman, like salary-wise, in the whole of US, in the entertainment industry, behind William Randolph Hearst. And assuming my friends here, many of you know like the basics of the vintage entertainment industry, you know who that is. That was how rich she was, because of what she was doing. Like, she was at the right place at the right time, like all of these other amazing women. Let's move to the second one. And then she was like, if I wanted William Hearst, I could have gotten him at that time, definitely. Can imagine both of them riding that high of being the richest. Very interesting. I just love her so much. Watch her movies. Let's move on to the second one. Who I've mentioned before actually. Atakit. Atakit is one of the most Yani I just love her. I think I've loved her from the first time I've seen her, and that has never changed. Just like when I last talked about her, I was talking about her from her personal life. This is more of her professional life. Less an actress, more a singer, but still we're talking about screen icons. Like if Arthur appears on screen, you know who it is. If you hear Arthur's speech, you know who she is. And she's that powerful. And she made it at a time where like racism were huge. Like now this is the 1940s. Tumetoka 1930s, now we're in the 1940s. I'm assuming those are Eid celebrations, so yay to that. You know, by the way, like Eid is the celebration of the start of the Islamic year. I like how some societies get March, April to be the new year and not December, January. And these societies have so much respect from me for that. You know, so many of them. But that is spirituality stuff. I am hinting on the fact that soon I would like to start a private channel where I speak on spirituality matters like 100%. I have so much to talk about there, but I don't want to say it in public because you do not speak religion, politics, and sensuality, or what do you say, in public affairs. That is polite society. That means there I will be engaging in all of them. So that membership might be very interesting and easy on the eyes. Orson Welles, who was fascinated by her, and rightfully so. Mae West's screen debut, she was 40. If you understand the dynamics of Hollywood, 40, you're already a very old cow. And the producers are already looking for a very family-treated replacement for you. But here she is. She walked in with her first line and she had already hooked everyone. What was her first line? Goodness, what beautiful diamonds you have. Goodness had nothing to do with it, dearie. Oh my god. But you're not talking about me. You understand my love for her. We're talking about Arthur, who remained a feisty character to the very end. I'm sure one of the first places I like got to experience her was as Yzma in that Disney cartoon, Jesus. I do good research. I've watched that cartoon for so many years, but I can't even Gronk. I'm sure there's someone called Gronk in that cartoon. And you could just feel it. You could just feel the greatness of Arthur as Yzma. Just how powerful that villain was. Like, she was a sensational villain and unforgettable, really. Like, if you watch that cartoon as a child, you really can't have forgotten Yzma and her antics. And now to just get to see her in her youth, in her prime. And her prime, she primed in very many decades. She was there in the 40s, she was there in the 50s. I think the 60s is where she blundered and threw shade at the first lady of the time, telling her the kids of now are rebelling, the kids of now are smoking pot because of you sending them to war and them experiencing PTSD from the whole situation. And imagine the first lady cried, like she cried in that seminar, like literally from being talked back like that, because I'm sure there were racist ties, like how dare this N-word talk back against my husband's government. What are you telling me? Like if it was like, I'm sure if she had, because now this kind of president, and I don't, what do I feel like it's a Republican one? What do you feel like it's a Republican one? She grew up at a time where you couldn't say anything as an African American. You could literally like be scared of your life if you voiced for your opinion, and she got blacklisted by literally the whole country. Like the government made sure she was blacklisted, like in the entertainment industry. So she was like, you know what, cool. 70s went by like that. 80s, she comes back roaring. I love Arthur. I love her so much. Oh my god. And then also like the story of the odds she beats from the situation, the circumstance of her beginning to like how things ended up. Like Arthur is a beautiful woman. She should be studied, emulated, inspire the women of today just by her. The number one word I think of when I think of Arthur is vivacious. Vivacity. That's literally her. She lived boldly, and you know, it's nice to grab life by the balls. We are now halfway, my lovely people. It's cooler, quieter. Sometimes God just grants me small bubbles of filming bliss. The next firework of a woman. Nimeongea too soon. Oh my god. Any literal sparks on the screen when you see her. OMG. The one and only Sophia Loren. She gets the most captivating on screen award. After Kate gets most vivacious, Mae West gets pure wit. Like I don't even know how else to put it besides the way I have. That's African girl. Sophia Loren was just beyond beautiful. Like I don't know, like I would personally rank her as one of the most beautiful women in the world. Like when you see her in the 1950s, she makes sure the first frame is, she's literally why dog whistles were invented. You see how the very annoying, infuriating, and all other synonyms of angering could think of, habit of catcalling women as they pass by. Like she was literally, like she was made for the catcall. Which I know there's some racist implications, not racist, oh my god, sexist implications in that statement, but please take your own initiative and watch her movies. Like God is good. I really don't know how else to describe Sophia Loren in movies. I have watched her in over so many years, and she personally made me fall in love with Italian cinema, which I know is going to be a huge passion for me very soon. Like I have dipped my toes, and now I want to take everything off and swim in because of how beautiful it is. We'll get into it in another video. Let's stop there with the Italian film era. Sophia Loren was the first person in the whole world, imagine, to win the Oscar for a non-English language film. Yani, you're doing so good in your country that you're being recognized by the Oscars. Unaweza imagine, but you can understand when you see her on cinema. Like, she is captivating. She is truly what an old Hollywood glamour actress is all about. She's beautiful, she's smart, she is always on her toes with the lines, like an incredible actress. I mean, she's won awards, so no, she's not won awards for just being basic, but whew, her waist, I think her waist is one of her best defining features. Her waist, her chin, she has a very masculine chin, but it works so well for like the whole thing going, and also now like it carries her attitude well, because she is, how do you describe it, like the personality of a tricky barmaid. I know that sounds weird, but now like looking into her life, her life just not like where she's also one of the on the list women who the odds were truly against her at the beginning, but she didn't make lemonade out of lemons. She made something that was closer to gold from the lemons that she had in her life. Stunning. Let me cool off a bit. Movie recommendations. Arthur as Batwoman, definitely. And Arthur as Yzma. The animation one. I won't lie, I know Arthur. Ooh, I've watched St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues is such a beautiful movie if you're Afrocentric and a vintage everything fan like me. St. Louis Blues has Nat King Cole and Arthur Kitt as main characters. So for Sophia Loren, I will suggest Houseboat. That's one of my first and favorites. When she was a big deal in Italy, she moved to the US and like did some huge US things going on because she was loved in that country. Imagine like getting an award. So in Houseboat, she's with Cary Grant and enough said. Cary Grant, Mae West, need I say more? Maybe I should for the people who have no idea what I'm talking about. But Mae West also like credits herself for discovering Cary Grant. Cary Grant was already acting when Mae West came into the game, but she saw the potential. You know, he was being given like secondary roles, but Mae West saw his potential as a leading man. And to this day, Cary Grant is still the face of, replicated everywhere, from James Bond to Archer the animated series, just because of how hot he was. Like, but he was really hot. Like Cary Grant, who did not really exist, became one of the greatest male actors of Hollywood history. Houseboat is nice, and also Marriage Italian Style, which I watched recently and loved. Realized that she was nominated for an Oscar for that, and excuse me, she acted the hell out of that movie. But it's cause the story was close to her. just like the story was close to me. You know, where I'm from, there is no light. Like, there's so many houses that there's no natural light that could ever come in. These chicks are really helping me out. I feel like laughing because how good it is, the anger to drive this monologue. As I was saying, we rarely had anything to eat. And when we did, it was one giant plate with so many hands. My father noticed this. And he told me, you are getting too old. And now there is no food in this house. Every time I could see the young ladies passing by with their beautiful dresses, arm in arm with their boyfriends, while I had nothing. When I think about that moment, I shudder. That was so stupid. That line was so stupid. Let's go on. I think about that time, I shudder. Jokes aside, I had to look for food. I was now a woman. Everyone noticed it, including the baker. His warm oven was such a... Oh my god! No! I hadn't practiced this like at all. Like, I'm just trying to like grasp it from memory. From watching. Let's go on. His warm oven was such a welcome treat, especially in the winter. Marriage Italian Style is a fabulous movie, and it's the reason why I just decided to watch Italian cinema. It's so good. It's so good because of the realness of it. I think one, they didn't have a lot of money. Two, they really didn't have like major advancements. They were just doing things the way they could. And because of that, it is raw. I don't know how to put it. Besides how I've just put it right now. The whole industry just feels like it's a B movie. Like, and that's what makes it feel so good. Like, there is no shame. You're just getting real raw human beings with real raw emotions, and the perfect way to capture it. I'm just going to get into it like ngoja tu imefika. Anyway, fabulous star, not only for her beauty but for her brains. She's incredibly smart. She was actually one of the first women. She was the first woman to be paid $1 million for a role. But Elizabeth Taylor takes that award because Cleopatra came out first. But production for the movie that Sophia did started the first. So she was the first woman like ever to be paid $1 million to appear in one movie. She was also one of the first women to start her perfume line. You know how big a deal now celebrity perfumes are spearheader. Sophia is fabulous. She's so beautiful. I love her so much. Every time I watch her on screen, I'm delighted. And I'd like to share that with you. If you like beautiful women, you will love Sophia Loren. Let's move on. We're almost done. The next woman who just inspires me is Barbara Streisand. Si nimechoka kuongea, but I'm not nimechoka kuongea, but I am still significantly entertained by myself because I am my favorite audience. Let me just say this. Brooklyn Jewish accents is one of my favorite accents. Top three of all time, past and present. So I have a personal thing for the Brooklyn girls accomplishing great heights. Mae West is also from Brooklyn. Like, you know, it was where yani there was so much melting pot of ideas, and at the same time the struggle. So now the characters that come out there headstrong. I love that about them. I love Barbara Streisand. I love her whole story, her whole personal story, which I've not talked about anywhere. This is like the first time I've mentioned her here. Barbara Streisand. I will stick to Barbara Streisand, the actress, because this is what my whole channel is about. The music, though, like her accomplishments in music, like shadow accomplishments, but she's just magnificent in everything that she does, like in all her roles, as an actress, as a singer, 110% kind of woman. And me, and the crying chick, and the on-hit chicken endorse this message. Diva, Queen of all divas. That was also her title, Queen of the Divas. Because really, she started it all. Like, she started the modern day diva, you know, like Mariah Carey and J-Lo. Got nothing on her, you know. And the numbers she was pulling, whether it was music or movies. Jeez, and I love Barbara Streisand so much. I love what she represents. Like, she literally had the stars in her eyes. Like, literally. Okay, no. But I'm shutting down, guys. I need my fuel to keep going. Talking about how much I love Barbara. Her first movie, she got an Oscar for her first movie. So you understand what we are dealing with here. By the time she got into acting, though, she was already a big deal, like in music. So, and you can just feel it. Like, I love her so much. You know her story, from struggling in the projects to becoming highest paid, like zile accolades are top of the top. Like, it's like Jeff Bezos and the billionaires. You understand? Like, they're the billionaires, and then there's Jeff Bezos. So there are the entertainers, and then there's Barbara Streisand, including wearing one of the most expensive costumes of Hollywood history, a dress made of gold thread. She had connections, and let me tell you, she was Jewish. She is Jewish. My bad. God forgive me for saying that. She is Jewish, and you know, the industry. They said the industry belongs to some particular people. So she had it in with. That is my theory. My Harry Balls theory. She had some innings with some very, very good, the ones that was still wearing suspenders with high trousers and big blocky glasses. Those kind of producers, Hollywood producers, the good ones, the ones that are holding the right strings. And oh my god, alikuwa anapata vitu zingine. I'm not saying that she's amazing, she's fabulous, but the Grammy nomination she could get, the Oscar nomination she could get, the spread, the reach that she was getting. But hatuwezi kwezi lalia bahati ya mwenzako mlango wazi, like she was at the right place at the right time, I guess. Look at me, taking away the fact that she is multi-talented. When you hear Barbara's voice, you know it's Barbara. When you see Barbara's silhouette, you know it's Barbara. That's how everyone in this list is, like, just one of a kind. And that is why they deserve my award. She also was the first actor, director, producer woman in Hollywood. And this is the 80s, but you can't get the 80s, things are still pretty backward like then, so you can imagine, like, oh my god, like, she is just powerful, like, so many likes. Barbara is worth the watch, worth the listen, if you just want to be a tigress of a female. I don't know how else to put it. And when you watch her, you can see why. Like, she's deserving of everything that she ever got. She had the right it factor, if I could say. Her nose being one of her signatures, one of the first things she was being told to change as she starts her career. That's something that always stuck with me, because she made such a big move. Imagine, because she had a Jewish nose. She was told, definitely you can't make it with such a nose in this industry. But she was like, you know what? I'm not going to touch it. It's my special Mombile. And especially in that era that she existed in, when, like, plastic surgery was now the rave and the norm. So much respect for that. So much respect for that. For all her musical career and everything you know about her in music, she can't read and write music. That blew my mind. Like, what? If it's yours, it's yours. I don't know how to put it. Because everything she did it because of, like, innate ability, not like studies. I love her. She's fabulous. Thank you, God, for Barbara Streisand. I put two other powerful women, but they're the women of now, so I don't really feel like getting into it. Yes. Okay, they are very modern. That is Meryl Streep and Whoopi Goldberg. They would have finished this video, but I'm not really into it because they're not vintage Hollywood stars, you understand? Barbara Streisand, to me, she is the cusp, the literal cusp between new Hollywood and old Hollywood glam, like the era she entered in, including, like, her works, like what she was doing. She was doing things that were, like, entertaining in the previous era but not in this new era, so she had to, like, shift her whole shtick. So I think Barbara Streisand is a very good place to stop. To my beloved viewers, I'm so happy to be here. This was so taxing because I've not done this in a long while. So it was like trying to get your bicycle legs, or is it your swimming legs, whichever legs you'd like to talk about right now. Thank you so much for watching, my beloved and hopefully entertained viewer. If you've gotten this far, I do it for you. Really, I do. I hope you've gotten really good movie recommendations if you want to chill out and just, like, watch something very interesting, highly entertaining, will stick with you after you watch it. Movies, take my suggestions, they're worth it. I will see you in the next episode, which will be an animation station one. Very excited to do that. Hopefully the frequency exists. Persist. See, I'm switching off. But who else do you know will talk like this many bits of information over such a long time period? Give me my flowers as well. Yeah, bye. You know what to expect from my channel. For Animation Station, we analyze or catch up on amazing animation series most of the time, and adult animation most of the time. I will see you. Bye.